Today we'll be taking a look at 1972's Vampire Circus. Vampire Circus is a later Hammer horror movie, so instead of Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing duking it out, you're more likely to find stuff like this. The plot centers around an asshole child-murdering vampire named Count Meterhouse. Yeah, I'm not singling this guy out, but he's just utterly unlikable and not even really all that cool. Thankfully, he's not in the movie all that long, thanks to an angry mob that has had enough of his shit.
What have you done with my wife?
Only what she wanted. Schoolmaster.
Anyway, after finally staking him, the villagers give the Count plenty of time to utter the single, longest, most specific curse ever devised.
The town of Stater will die. Your children will die. To give me back my life.
So the villagers blow up the Count's castle and ditch his body, and try to put this whole awful business behind them. Guess how well that works out. 15 years down the road, the village is hit by a plague which devastates its supply of extras. The village has also been surrounded by crazy-ass snipers shooting anybody who tries to leave in order to contain the extra-killing plague.
I'm going back.
Meanwhile, the guys that killed the Count in the first place try to pretend none of this has anything to do with the Count's big long-ass curse.
Those bats. Vampire bats! Damn you! Must you go on believing old wives' tales?
Sorry, buddy, but vampire bats are totally real. Anyway, things go from bad to weird for the village as a sinister circus blows into town.
Why have you come?
To steal the money from dead men's eyes.
Yeah, no red flags there. Even the geese have figured out that the circus leader is actually the Count's mortal chippy from 15 years ago. And the strong man is the Dark Lord of the Sith. Starved for entertainment, the villagers buy into the circus's good-natured shenanigans, not suspecting for 1 minute that behind the family-friendly entertainment they provide, and this naked Cirque du Soleil thing, that the circus are actually agents of the Count, here to make his curse a reality. Sort of like a vampiric A-team. Gradually, the circus starts picking out the villagers one by one, earning their trust and getting them killed in horrible, horrible ways. After the first bajillion or so murders, the villagers start getting wise and try throwing the circus out of town.
I mocked at talk of vampires and the Baron's curse. I was wrong.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But by the time they wise up, the circus is already halfway through their plan to kill every kid in the village and resurrect Count Asshole. Even pulling some serious David Bowie from Labyrinth shit over here just to get the job done. Faced with impossible odds, a hero arises. Unfortunately, it's this idiot from the beginning of the movie.
I'm going back.
Yet, despite looking like he was raised inside of an enchanted dollhouse, our young hero manages to safely sit on his ass while his girlfriend does all the hard work. Vampire pro tip: don't try to corner your prey in a church. Yeah, they're like the twins from G.I. Joe. Pretty dumb power. At long last, our heroes finally confront the newly resurrected Count in the bowels of his destroyed castle. in what is sure to be the supernatural slugfest for the ages. Well, not really. As it turns out, the underside of the kid's crossbow looked a bit like a crucifix, enough to cold cock the Count and slice off his head like a block of cheese for some reason. Yeah, call in bullshit on that. If you ask me, though, the real hero of this movie? Definitely the angry mob. Vampire Circus is kind of a mixed bag at best. You've got that Hammer charm going into overdrive with the sets and the characters' performances, but without the Hammer stable of actors like Peter Cushing, it's really hard to form an attachment to anyone or, frankly, whatever is going on in the movie. It seems to try to compensate for this, or maybe just the fact that this is one of their first big 70s movies. They decided to amp up the gore and sex. The entire extended dance scene with the cheetah woman kind of illustrates that point. I mean, it's striking and cool, but it really doesn't make any sense in the rest of the movie, unless part of the Count's curse also involved giving everyone really weird boners. Speaking of the Count, the main villain in this movie isn't even terribly interesting or intimidating. It's his circus minions who are way more interesting and rightfully have more screen time, yet they're never really developed. I guess you could say if Vampire Circus was an attempt for Hammer Films to reinvent itself for the 70s and possibly some more wider audiences, it didn't really pan out. Still, it's really entertaining, and a whole lot better than the vampire movies you are likely to see today, considering nobody sparkles or spends the whole time moping around a bunch of teenagers. Luckily for you, the film is widely available on DVD, Blu-ray, and several streaming services. Definitely worth a look. Well, until next time, peace out everybody, and if you liked what you saw, feel free to drop a like or subscribe for further episodes. I promise you, things are going to get a whole lot cheesier.